Hello, this is the newsroom. I'm Neil Marks, and this is your Tuesday afternoon news break. Now, residents of Parika in Region 3 were on Tuesday engaged by the Ministry of Public Works as preparations begin for Phase 1 of the international port facility that is being built at the cost of 20 million US dollars. The residents were assured by the subject ministers that their businesses will not stop, but they may have to shift to alternative locations nearby. The contract for the project was recently awarded for the first phase of the facility. It was announced that the facility will have cold storage, agro-processing, and packing facilities for farmers. The new port will allow Guyana to directly ship goods throughout the Caribbean, creating a streamlined export process that will bolster regional trade. President Ali explained that the port will also be equipped to accommodate cruise liners, giving tourists access to explore the rich offerings of the Essequibo tourism circuit. Here is a look at some of this morning's engagement.
Before the close of business this afternoon, the unpriced bill of quantities for this project in all three lots will be on the Ministry of Public Works website. Because our commitment is not just engaging you in a meeting, but during the construction phase, you must be able to ensure that the contractors are doing and delivering based upon the bills that will be for public scrutiny and public engagement. And that is a policy direction. If we're going to spend almost $5 billion in this phase, the people of Guyana are entitled and should know what is being done.
Wouldn't cause any problem, of course, across the project we are doing.
Whether it's fishing boat or speedboat, once construction starts, there will be adjustments that people will have to make. So if they're working in a particular area, you'll have to adjust to an area where it is safe. But at the end, the speedboat man gonna have one of the nicest places to put the boat and take any passengers and put it off, because that's part of the design of this port facility. We are putting speedboat out of business. Fishing boat, we ain't putting them out of business neither. You're going to be able to have the facility to use. We are building for fishermen with fishermen in mind. But what we will have to do when we are doing constructions at particular places, ahead of time, they will tell you which area has to be cleared, and they will show you where you could operate while that construction is taking place.
A 26-year-old man suspected of multiple armed robberies was killed during a late-night exchange of gunfire with police ranks in Linden on Monday. Dead is Shamar Prince, an unemployed resident of Wall Street, Amelia's Ward, Linden, who was wanted in connection with a robbery on the arms committed earlier on Monday on Long Xing, a 38-year-old Chinese businessman from Mackenzie, Linden, as well as other robberies targeting Chinese businesses. Police said that close to midnight, a mobile patrol went to Prince's residence. According to the police, when the ranks called at the apartment, Prince's girlfriend opened the western door and spoke with them. Prince, however, opened the back door on the northwestern side and immediately discharged his firearm at one of the ranks, forcing the officer to take cover. Prince then ran out of the apartment, continuing to fire at the ranks, who returned fire in his direction. He was struck and fell to the ground at the side of the yard. Police said they found Prince lying on his back, wearing a multicolored shirt and black denim pants. Next to him was a .38 revolver containing 3 live rounds and 3 spent shells, along with a box holding 25 additional .38 rounds. He also had a black shoulder bag strapped around him containing his national ID card, a blue cell phone, $1,000, a knife, and about 5 grams of a whitish rock-like substance suspected to be cocaine. Ranks took Prince to the Linden Hospital complex, where he died while receiving treatment. A post-mortem examination is to be conducted. Police reported 5 gunshot wounds on Prince's body, 1 to the left side of his head, 3 to the upper left shoulder, and 1 on the right side of his chest. All firearms, ammunition, spent shells, and other items found at the scene have been sealed and lodged as evidence and will be sent for forensic examination. Investigators say the operation was part of an ongoing probe into a series of armed robberies in Linden and surrounding areas targeting Chinese-owned businesses where firearms were brandished and used. Police investigations are continuing. In a coordinated push to safeguard its natural resources and sovereignty, Guyana has intensified surveillance and enforcement operations across land, river, and sea to combat illegal logging, mining, and maritime crimes. These efforts have resulted in the shutdown of illegal logging and mining operations in regions 7, 8, and 9 over the past year. Director of the National Intelligence and Security Agency, Colonel Sheldon Howell, made this revelation during the 4th episode of the Safeguarding the Nation program.
In the jungles, the joint services are working with the Guyana Forestry Commission and the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission to monitor illegal logging and mining. We use drones, satellite imagery, and other technology, and most important again, along with community intelligence, to provide that information for us to shut down those illegal mining operations. And within the past year, in regions 7, 8, and 9, we have done that. Another example is along our rivers. We've been able to intercept many gold smuggling operations and unregulated dredging, particularly in our border areas. In this regard, we've deployed forward operating units to act quickly before any damage is done. Out in our seas, Marcio, our Coast Guard, the Police Marine Wing, the Maritime Administration and Department, and the Customs Anti-Narcotic Unit are protecting our marine resources from illegal fishing vessels, especially from Venezuela, to illegal drug trafficking and armed trafficking routes.
We'll have all of these stories and much more on our newscast at 7. And of course, you can get the latest news and sport at newsroom.gy. I'm Neil Marks. Take care.